Hi everyone, happy Thursday. It's 5 o'clock here in Tucson, and I am happy to be here again for our Facebook Live weekly. And so today is a big one, right? Sleep. For those who are new, welcome to the Zen Mama Boss group. For those who are watching on replay on my Thrive Life page, welcome. I'm so glad you are taking the time out to learn more about how to sleep deeper and to have a more restful sleep. I just wanted to quickly introduce myself. I'm Dr. Patricia. I'm an integrative women's health physician, and I help high achieving mompreneurs, CEO, high performing women to radically shift their wellness, mind, body, spirit, so that they can overcome fatigue and feel more energized because they know they are the heartbeat. They know the value of them feeling balanced and optimally well for their work, their professional corporate life, or in their businesses and in their family. And because I'm kind of, no, not kind of, I am also a business owner and a mom. That's why it's very um, personal for me to be helping these women to feel fulfilled and at the same time feel um, overall well inspired. All right. So today we are going to be talking about how to improve your sleep in simple ways that you can immediately go live tonight and try out for yourself. But before that, I want to know who's watching now, where you're from, how's your sleep been, or who is not live. Um, I just want to learn more about you and maybe even just comment below where you guys are from. Are you from Tucson or somewhere else in the world? I'm just checking my phone here to see comments and whatnot. Yeah, all right. So sleep, how to have a restful sleep. Um, So let me start with my own personal story with sleep. And so because I'm a physician, I think a lot of you know how little sleep we get, especially during med school and when we do our hospital shift. So that was very true for me. However, my sleep journey um, started even, or at least when the imbalance started, was around when I was in high school. Um, so I was the type who never listened in class in to the teachers. Um, I was there just for my friends, and so I crammed up whatever I needed to learn at night. So I didn't do well with the big class. We were a class of about 40. So I think my whole school life, especially in high school, um, I was just scribbling, not really answering. So I would again cram up at night. And same thing for college. I would wake up like 3 in the morning just to study. I would sleep like 11ish just to study and then wake up early to catch up with all the homework and learning, kind of self-learning, honestly, because like I said, I don't listen in class. And then of course comes med school where, oh my gosh, we would go on sometimes 100-hour week. 80-hour week was nothing. So that's about 16-hour days or 24 to 36 hour shift, not even kidding. And an average, especially when I was in third year med school, I'm not exaggerating, but my sleep was about average 3 to 4 hours. It was one thing that I sacrificed. No, it was one thing that immediately was like the negotiable. Essentially, that um, was cut down, right? And so I it took a while before I finally connected how my sleep affected my performance in school, my performance in the hospital, my performance and relationship with myself, my thoughts, my mood, everything. And when I finally really committed to transforming how my relationship with sleep was, that's when massive shifts were happening with all areas of my life. Learning was so much easier. Um, my relationships were healing. I was more in a better mood. My energy was better. So, there are many ways how to change your sleep habits, sleep quality. But for today's live, so that it's simple strategies that you can start at home, I'm gonna oversimplify it. I used to do a lot of workshops on sleep. I can do a 2 3 hour lecture on sleep medicine, but I won't let you listen to me for 2 to 3 hours. So I want to simplify it for you. Oh, and at one time, I forgot my story. I had to go home to Philippines like, I don't know, twice in a month for a medical emergency. And so my time zones were so confused. And that was the time I tried to go and see what if a pharmaceutical remedy would help me. And my gosh, it just messed me up more. No, and sure, it helped induce the sleep, but just the quality of sleep was so bad, and that was just taking once. um, so all the more that compounded my journey to integrative medicine, which is mind, body, spirit, leaning more on the root cause and the natural way of dealing with any symptoms. So my mnemonic that I invite you to try tonight is Mount Sleep, MTS, so that you can have a deeper, very restful quality, triggering that delta and theta brain waves that helps all your organs feel more relaxed. So Mount Sleep, Mount S, Mountains S. So you want to climb that mountain every night. And the components to reach Mount Sleep, M is for movement, T is for touch, and S is for screen, and sun, meaning light. But before I break that down for you, how to do Mount Sleep, I want you to think about how did you end your day last night? How did you go to bed? What was the flow like? What time? What were you doing right before you closed your eyes? And how did it feel like to finally turn off the lights, put down your phone, and pack the day? Was there any resistance? Or was there pure surrender. So those are the two keywords I want you to reflect on when you backtrack, when you reverse engineer. How was your night before? Was there a sense of resistance to go to sleep, or was there surrender and looking forward to it? So that's a huge clue, because a lot of my patients, a lot of those people who I coach, does have a form of resistance, kind of like cramming. No? That's where they pack their day. That's when they want to eat what they wanted to eat, read what they wanted to read, talk to who they wanted to talk to. So it's like all this bulk of to-do list right before you sleep. So let me invite you to have a paradigm shift. And that paradigm shift is, before you sleep is not actually ending the day. Before you sleep is the beginning of your day. So sit with that for a moment. Because do you want to start your day with feeling extremely tired and eating the sugar and watching X, Y, and Z? Or do you want to start the day with the yumminess, the things that is feeling fulfilling and doesn't feel like you are catching up? So when we have that paradigm shift of, it's not actually ending the day, right before you sleep is how you start the day. And knowing that how you start your day affects, before sleep, affects the quality of your sleep and affects how you wake up in the morning, how you perform, your mood, your energy, your relationships. So then it will be harder to sacrifice the before sleep rituals, right? Because that's what I see. The resistance is, or what the behavior usually that I see is, it's the end of the day that you clamp up, cram up everything that you want to do and need to do. So Mount Sleep, back to Mount Sleep, the mnemonic, how to sleep more deeply. Movement. So slowing down, or even start the day before you sleep with slow and gentle movement. So notice how maybe you're washing the dishes or how you're speaking. So you start to slow things down, is my first tip. But there are personalities and psychographic where it's kind of like cancels like. So they need to move it out. So maybe shaking. In one of my workshops, I showed this kind of energetic exercise where you tap your toes or you shake. It's kind of like shedding off the day. So, so be intentional with your movement. So either slowing down, or if your personality, you need to move faster to erase or let go of the day. Second is touch. So you want to be mindful, what sensations are you feeling? No? So are you immersing yourself in a hot shower and being mindful of the touches, or are you still in your head while you're in the shower or putting on your clothes? So my invitation, and usually the integration of mind, body, spirit, is you are aware of what's touching you. And to further that is a self massage, and even just touching part of your body that needs more attention before you sleep. And again, before sleeping is starting the day. So it could be your heart. Maybe there was a lot of activity, a lot of heartbeats, a lot of emotions, or it could be your neck. from all the Zoom calls, or perhaps your eyes, no. So that helps integrate and help the delta wave kick in. When you're paying attention, when you're aligning mind and body. So in Ayurveda, they also recommend Abhyanga. So it's like the self massage with oils, and it depends on what type of constitution you are. So it's a simplified version of that. So any touch, just connecting with yourself again versus being distracted from screen time, from watching a movie. So you're not sensing what your body is telling you. So with touch, you can. No, it could be your arm, it could be your belly, right? And then last is screen and sun. Mount sleep, MTS. So the S is screen and sun. So sun meaning light. Imagine this, especially for those who have gone camping or likes to go in nature. Have you been to a camping trip where 9 p.m. feels like 1 a.m.? Like it feels so late. And mainly because we are out there in nature, right? We are immersed in nature. We don't have those screens and we have the natural darkness. So I invite you to turn off the light at least an hour before you want to go to sleep so that you're recreating that kind of sunset and dust simulation to your environment. And that will also trigger your pineal gland to really balance the cortisol and melatonin. So I hope that was helpful. 3 strategies that I am certain that if you just try it, moving slowly or have an intentional movement, touching your body, sensing yourself, connecting the mind and body, and then screen and sun, no screen. Don't look at the screen. The blue light messes up your sleep wake hormones. It thinks that it's still sunlight. That blue wave, your brain thinks it's sunlight. Turning off the lights way ahead before you plan to go to bed. So you're really triggering that sleepiness. So I hope that was helpful. I'm excited to hear how you're going to experiment with this. Have fun with it. And if you're still struggling how to naturally ignite that sleep and to have a deep, restful sleep, I am here to support you. And, you know, being a mom of 2, sleep is precious. So I really need to strategize, and I am certain these things will work. Surrender versus resist. Start the day before you sleep. That's how you start your day. And I'm available for any connect calls. You can book a discovery call with me if you want to learn how I can help you navigate your sleep health. Again, this is Dr. Patricia, and I thank you for watching. Bye.